Good morning to each of you. I hope that you are doing well. Today's date is March the 1st, 2026. Truth be told, I love it when we're starting a new month on the first day of the week. It just seems as though that's the way it's supposed to be. And we've had that experience, I think, twice already this year or in the recent months. So, welcome to the Larry Live Show. You're watching me on YouTube and on Facebook. What we're doing this morning, and we do it a couple of times a month. What I do in the closed community that's called Reformation, that basically is LRL viewers who have signed up to Patreon, and some of them have become MBN Network Global Partners, and some of them have joined the Celestial Circle tiers of connection. And we teach on astrology, numerology. We really look at Christianity from an African lens. I myself am an African Christian, but some in the community, they don't identify as Christian anymore. But everybody is plugged into the work of becoming the best self and also connecting to God through prayer. 4 days a week, we connect through prophetic prayer, and we articulate the world that we want to live in. 2 times a week, we come together for one time for coaching, and that's Sunday morning, which we are sharing with you right now. And then on Wednesday, it's Q&A, question and answer about what was discussed Sunday, even what was discussed maybe on a Larry Live show. But for those certain topics, we have YouTube members only for that stuff. But in Patreon, it's all about empowerment. I want to invite you to become a part of the Patreon community. All of our events that we have one that's coming up in Ghana, and it's still on the program unless something changes. We are still going to Ghana. I'm sitting right now in Dubai, conflict in the air that I already had told you guys about. We're going to talk about that. Were you here for January, the turning point, the theme of the whole year? February, the tipping point when the pressure rises. And I told you on or around February the 20th, we'll begin to see pockets of war in different places. We actually brought in the last 2 years in that energy of war. Last year, 2025, tariff war. This year is more a war for resources and power and leadership. It's a war over resources. Well, we're going to cause you to understand that a little bit more. But it's in the Patreon community where we share all these things. Sometimes we come out here and share, and you guys be, oh my God, I want to hear more, but then you stay out here. You got to come to Patreon. And as time moves along, especially when Uranus gets into Gemini, we are going to see more of Project Esther, which is inside of Project 2025, where the surveillance and the ownership, we already see it happening now, of just a few actually one family owning most of the media. So we are being shadow banned, and we will continue to be shadow banned. So you need to right now make sure you're plugged in to this community. How? You need to text LRL. Now, there's a new number. Signal problem. Okay, we're back. This is the Larry Live Show. So when that commercial play, make sure you look at that so you can see how you can text, and make sure you do it because we changed our text service because there was a problem. So we're going to start with our intro. When I come back, we're going to get into this. Give me 2 hours to talk to you about where we are right now as of March 1, astrologically, and also prophetically and astrologically. We're going to be doing that on this morning, and then we're going to move forward. I'm going to update you about what is happening here in Dubai. And I was supposed to be here for this, and I'll talk to you more about that. Okay, we're about to get started.
Multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of MBN Global, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangster Trap Queens, streaming online at BET.plus. Looking for a vibrant community where faith meets empowerment? Welcome to the LRL community on Patreon. Here, you'll gain access to our financial wellness plan to level up your money game and the Build Your Immune System Health and Wellness Lifestyle Plan to keep your health in check. But that's not all. With the groundbreaking AIR project, we're creating jobs in Africa, beginning in Ghana. Plus, you'll unlock insider tips from senior executives across industries. And the best part? Be a part of our daily prayers, weekly coaching sessions with Dr. Larry Reid himself, Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Breakdown Q&A Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Patreon, and so much more. It's time to connect, grow, and thrive. Get the apps, grab the merch, and join us on patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Let's build something amazing together. The LRL community is waiting for you. Church Critic by Dr. Larry D. Reid, an examination of the Larry Reid Live Show perspective. Available now on Amazon and Kindle. Inside, he shares his unfiltered perspectives on the issues the church often avoids: the role of women, deconstruction, fatherlessness, homosexuality, decolonization, and the clash between Western and African Christianity, and so much more. Get your copy today on Amazon and Kindle.
All right, we are back, and we're going to go ahead and get started since we're starting just a tad bit late. So the theme for this month, the month of March, is the tipping. Excuse me. The theme for this month is the trajectory point. Can you put in the chat the trajectory point? And I'm going to cause you to understand it in light of the two themes that we have already discussed for the month of January and February. January is when I begin to explain to you the overall energy for the calendar year 2026. And we decided to take that on as the thing, the prophetic thing for January, so that you can really get a good understanding of where we are and where we are going. We also looked into the year 2027, 2028, all the way really to 2044, counting last month. January, the turning point, and February, the tipping point. So January told you what time it is. Yeah, it told you what time it was. And then February proved pressure is real and that it was building. And when we came into February 1, I actually showed you guys this diagram and showed you how over the last century, February the 1st, whenever a full moon fell on February the 1st, there's certain things that happen globally. Industrial power plus imperial competition. That's February the 1st, 1904. February the 1st, 1934, state power versus economic collapse. February the 1st, 1961, Cold War escalation and civil rights ignition. February the 1st, 2018, information war and institutional fracture. I explained to you then that February was actually marking the pressure point, the tipping point, when everything comes to the head. And now we are seeing it in this month. I think the last day of this month, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, is when we began to see some things happen as far as combat and conflict. But earlier in this month, we saw someone taken from No, hold on a minute. Let me make sure I'm right now. Oh, yeah, that's right. When they went and they killed the leader, was that the leader of cartel in Mexico? That's right. And then all this stuff began to pop off in Mexico. Then we also saw something else happen in February. It's all slipping my mind, but now we're here to where, I remember on February the 20th, where Donald Trump basically in front of us, the citizens, which was so uncouth, although he has powers he can use, and he's doing everything he possibly can to use those powers, even if past presidents did not, he decided to make a decision and then reprimanded the Supreme Court justices in front of us and told us they should be ashamed of themselves. And then he found another way to go around that power. And now he's done what I am calling, I'm not saying this is officially, an act that can lead to war, an act that can lead to war. Now, to actually cause war or to call a war or to say we're going to go at war, that's an act of Congress. But there are certain presidential powers that allow him to do certain things to where he can pretty much stir up and start a war, sort of forces Congress' hand to then declare war, especially if it means the safety of American citizens or the safety of resources. But anyway, so he has recently done that, and the American citizens that are residences in other areas or are on U.S. bases or have contracts in other countries here in the Middle East, it really puts people in a situation as American citizens when your president is actually bad mouthing and strong arming and then go and just attack and go kill one of your leaders, Iran leader. And that has caused tension. And Iran said, we're going to fight back. And the first thing that we're going to do, we are going to target all of the U.S. bases and U.S. assets. And we are everywhere, as you know, especially in the Middle East. So that's what they're hitting first. And I just happened to be here in Dubai at this time. And I didn't even know that I was sort of trained for this because I was a military husband for almost 20 years. So so many times when Lisa would be in war zones and I would hear the bombs and the sirens and I talk her through it. And really, I was talking myself through it because she was there. And then it became like a normal thing. We just hear the conflict, and sometimes bombs would hit, sometimes it would not. Now there are no missiles, no bombs that are happening in Dubai. Dubai is not the target at all. And if you follow me on Facebook, I generated an image and I also put it on IG to let you see really what the truth is. Because here in the city, it don't feel like it's supposed to feel when you're hearing boom, 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 in the distance, because it sounds like it's here, but it can be 100, 150 miles away or off the coast or in a neighboring country. It's just that when it's so high up in the air and it's intercepted and at high speed, it just makes all of this. You would think there ain't nothing happened. I just went out earlier for a little lunch. And my God, I mean, it's just like regular old Dubai. And so many people were everywhere, even right outside my door, all the way down to the JBR walk. So, and that's because of the safety that is here, the military and also the U.S. military, these two intelligences together, they have created almost like a force field around this place in times like this because a lot of neighbors don't get along. There has never been a missile or a ground strike or ground war, anything like that in Dubai at all, ever in its history. We can't even say that in America, but in its history, and it's because of the citizens are put first. Our malls and our restaurants are back opening tomorrow. The airport opens at 3 p.m. Now, this is going to be something that's going to be on and off for a while, according to the stars. Now, we know that the stars themselves are not predictive, but when you compare and you begin to measure, then this predictive aspect show up. And then if you're a prophet and have a gift, you can use all of that and the numerology, and you can begin to see how some things can show up. And if you've been following this platform, especially since August of last year, it has been one predictive science win after the next right here on this platform down to the day sometimes. But whenever you're looking at the stars in the heavens, because everything is still moving, you always say on or around this particular day because everything is in motion and the movement. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear if we have a. Now today was different than yesterday. Now today started off. I said, "Oh, this they turned it up today," and Iran did say they're going to turn it up today, but I don't know. It's been about 5 or 6 hours. I ain't heard one boom or nothing. So maybe things are getting under control. Maybe some talks are going on to calm some things. But even if there's no boom boom happening in this area or in the other areas way over in Iran and all those other places, according to the stars, there's tension. Just like in America, when I explained to you guys, I said that Wednesday when it's on around on that Wednesday when everybody's going to be able to get their check and the government's going to open back up. And I said, but then going back into February, there's still going to be a back and forth. And there's still a back and forth, and there'll be another back and forth from these minor or miniature shutdowns. See, the stars do not lie. And if the stars are saying it, then the potentiality of that thing on our planet and in our lives is absolutely there. Am I saying the planet should be worshiped? The planet should be followed like you following the spirit or you following your heart? No, but it actually should be one of the tools in your arsenal when it comes to navigating your future, when it comes to doing business, when it comes to your relationship. That is something you need to consult, just like you consult the Holy Ghost and just like you consult God, and check. You need to be looking at the numbers surrounding it. You need to be looking at the science surrounding it. You also need to be looking at the planets, the stars, the constellations around it. Listen to me. Please listen to me. You're going to need this when it comes to your investments, when it comes to your money, where you put your money, all of that. You need to be using that tool. So it's extremely important that you see this pattern. And February kicked it off, and it was the tipping point. Now we're at the trajectory point. Now, what do you mean trajectory? Let's look at the normal, regular meaning of trajectory. Trajectory literally means the path an object follows after it has been launched or set in motion. After it has been launched or set in motion. And what January did and what February did, January told you what time it is. And that was the turning point. And February proved that pressure is real, that we will come to a pressure point that was called the tipping point. Now, March decides where you're going. And the word march is a command, it's a stance, it's movement. And that is where we're understanding that trajectory is saying now it's time to move in the direction that has already been set. You have been set, you have been tooled, and now your motion is going to be telling of what you have been tooled with. Trajectory means the course or the direction that something takes over a period of time. What I hope is what I'm discussing and sharing with you is that it affects your trajectory, that it somehow or another influences your direction. It somehow or another causes you to project into the future in a certain kind of way. And when you are intentionally paying attention when it comes to trajectory, you end up throwing yourself in and out of several different transformative and developmental stages. And this is key for any person, for any system, any business, any market, any event, is that you be current with where things are headed. So I hope that in this conversation that we're having as relates to the trajectory point, and that is what March is. Please put in the chat, March is the trajectory point. March is the trajectory point. March. Think about that. March is the trajectory point. Okay, I see you putting it in the chat. Okay, so there's no retreat energy in us. We are moving forward. We are focused forward. We're not running scared. We're not moving when we're anxious. We're not moving when we are, the energy is high and it's unsettled. We are moving forward with no unsettled energy, with clarity, because we have already been set in our motion. We've been educated in January, been educated in February. If you've been with me for 5 months, you are clear. Ooh, if you've been with me since June of last year, when I told you we were entering into a spiritual hallway called the sacred middle in between, and we began to chart what was going to happen, and it happened while we were in the series in so many of our lives. So this is the reason why the person in your ear determines the kind of year you have. And in the year is an ear. So it tells you that if you want a clear year, you got to have a clear ear, and you got to protect your ear. So make sure you're choosing to listen to the right person in your ear, because it determines your year. Make sure that you're listening to the right person to learn, because in your learning determines your earning. So all year long, you're going to hear me say these things over and over and over. Your trajectory, I want you to focus on for the next 30 days and be very intentional. Now, we know what trajectory means. I just explained it to you, but I'm going to define what trajectory means and what the trajectory point means on this morning, okay, or this evening, depending on where you are. Now, let's look at the prophetic word. 'Cause as I said before, anything that I do, my main thing is listening, hearing, seeing, praying, getting whatever spirit is saying. Then I go into, sometimes I take a stop by one of the sacred texts, maybe the King James Version, because I know that pretty good because of the programming, or the Ethiopian Coptic Bible, or one of the Gnostic Gospels. I go into, or the Quran, or the Talmud. I go into several different sacred texts of different faiths and look and see if I can find something that connects with what spirit has already revealed to me. We're talking about God. Mhm. I say spirit a lot of times. I'm not talking about another spirit, I'm talking about God. Because God is actually the German title for the source, for the divine intelligence, the maker, the creator, who is not Jewish, who's not Islamic, who's not Christian. So I say spirit so we can understand that I'm talking about that intelligence that taught all of us, that communicates with our spirit and let us know stuff. That one. I think sometimes when we say God, we it automatically brings it into the religious part of our brain, or it conjures up what we've been told about God in our church brain and what we have read about the other God in the Bible, because the God in the Bible is not the true and living God. Okay, but anyway, I don't want to get into that. So, let's look at the prophecy. As I said, I listen to spirit, God, and that's where I start. I start with that, and then I build it out and pull stuff in so that we can understand better. All right, if you're ready, put in the chat, I'm ready. Take a moment and hit like. If you're watching on Facebook, which they hide me there, please hit like so that more people can see it. If you're watching me on YouTube, please hit like so that people can see me there. And I promise you, if you just listen to me, don't fight me in your head. Just listen and just consider it. You don't have to believe nothing I say, but just consider it and remember what you considered. And as you go throughout the rest of this month and you begin to see certain things, then you come back and watch it again. And that time you'll be sitting as a student for learning and for earning. Remember, person you learn from, the person you earn from. So, all right. Everybody saying ready. Hey, Michelle Holly, how you doing? Nikki Ojo, good to see you. Rashida, thank you. Hey, Joanne. Akeem, I'm seeing you in a Cerise. Hey. Martha, I just sent your prophecy off. Hey, Crystal Williams. Enoch Crawley, hello. March is the trajectory point. Thank you for putting in there, Kai. All right, so we about to get ready. My older sister said, I'm ready. Monica White, how's real estate doing? I saw you driving on a wood bridge. I almost started biting my lip like I was driving over. It looked raggedy. Like I wasn't gonna hold the car up. All right. A lot of people saying they're ready, so I'm gonna move ahead on. But please take a moment and hit like. Hey, Latina, wonderful picture I saw of you and all of you guys together. Y'all look so pretty. Joy, you, who was to? There's a few other you, few others of you. Dr. Golden was there. I'm not saying that in my mind. I've been just doing so much reading. Hey, Deidre, I just sent your prophecy off. I'm in Facebook church this morning. Okay. Travis, hit like and tell them folk. Can you be a moderator over there and tell them to hit like as to come on in there? All right. Hey, Gary, tell your dad I said hello. I'm saying y'all, Candace, I sent you a prophecy too. I think I've done less. I had almost 30 people to prophesy this week, and I just finished the last like 5 this morning. And that was a privilege and it was an honor to see for you and to hear for you. And at some point in time in this live, you can have an opportunity to where you can support MBN Network Global. And the only way that you can support us is through your Zelle from bank to bank or Stripe link. And that Stripe link, there's several different ways in that link that you can donate to us. You're going to have that opportunity. There's going to be another link that you're able to say, Dr. Reid, thank you so much. You really helped me today. Here's a little piece. Go get you some pecans or something, some chocolate covered pecans, or go. I give this right here to help you. Do this right over here. There'll be another link for that. It's called the Taruma link. There's a whole teaching of that. See, this is why you gotta get a Patreon. So when you go on Patreon, you click collections. There are all these teachings, these terms I use. I ain't never heard of that. Like, oh my God, it was right in my Bible. I ain't know the whole time. Yeah, so that's why you need to get a Patreon. Download the app, turn the notifications on, Patreon, patreon.com/LarryReidLive, and get all of those teachings over there. So at some point, you're going to see me put up a visual, and it has these 4 different numbers, dollar amounts, to where you can give. Because all of us watching, we're not all on the same financial level. We're not all on the same level of faith. And seed sowing, we don't do donations here. Rarely. We always do seed sowing. Seed sowing is a principle. Seed, time, harvest. Farmers' almanacs, they operate that. But there's a spiritual principle. Your thoughts, words, seeds, and your thought, words, deeds are all seeds. What you say, what you do, how you behave, all of that's a seed. And it goes through an incubation period, and then it harvests, and you experience that. But we do that when we're donating to the MBN network, same principle. And we do it with numerological. Y'all know I can't have talk sometimes. We do it with intentional numbers. Now we're in the 3rd month, so the number 3 is what we're going to be sowing all month long. And we're doing it intentionally. And the seed that we're sowing is the trajectory seed. And you're going to see that be put up in just a little bit, just like this, the trajectory point seed. And you get to decide what level of giving you want to do. And we'll talk about that later on, okay? In just a few minutes. All right, so that's right. Seed sowing is a principle. Thoughts, words, and deeds, they are all seeds. So you get to determine what you're going to grow by how you act, what you say, and what you do, what you think. That's a seed, and that thing going to come up. All right? All right, so let's go and look at the prophecy. All of this begins with the prophecy. All right, where is it at? I don't see it. Did I not give it to her? Oh my God. Oh, how I hate when this happens. I hate when this happens. Let me look and see. Gotta be moving so fast. And the time difference, can't nobody fix it up after I done made them. Nope. What was I thinking? I didn't even do it. Don't even have the visual for the prophetic word. What in the world? Okay, maybe I'll take a little minute and see if I can't do it right quick. I can do a makeshift one because I had to do the other makeshift one. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. All right, let me see here. Let me do this right quick. I'm coming. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate to do this. I like to have my mess together. Let's see. This gonna look. It ain't. This one and the definition ain't gonna look right because I ain't do right. I did not do right. Moving too fast. The time change, y'all will get me sometimes. Okay. All right, we got a little bit of visual so y'all can screenshot it. It's coming on over here now. Coming on over here now. Which one is it? Oh, I don't know which one it is. Is it that one? Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got a little piece of a. Oh shoot! It didn't take. Why didn't it take? Oh, I got too many in here. Let me see one. By the way, that one. Coming. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. All right, it came on over. I have made a complete mess. Are y'all ready? And while I'm doing that, please hit like on Facebook and like on YouTube and share. Hey, Mother Irene, how you doing? You all right? You have a lot on your mind. Like you exactly right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Let's look at the prophecy. These are the words the Spirit spoke to me and said, I am slowing things down to fine tune your aim. Put it in the chat because that's important. I am slowing things down to fine tune your aim. So there's a holy halt, HALT, that we're supposed to acknowledge. There's a holy halt as a collective that we need to acknowledge. And in this space of clarity, there's a recalibration that is going on. What we have heard, what we have experienced, let's take that in and pause. All of that information. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about them? What did you learn about your voice? What did you learn about your nervous system? What you need, your relationship? What did you learn about your money? What did you learn about your body? What have you learned? Look back. And this is important because we're talking about trajectory. We need to take a holy halt, HALT. And this recalibrates us and then it adjusts our aim. We speak a lot about movement, and we should as a spiritual community. But movement without aim, what is that? What is that? I am slowing things down to fine tune your aim. You won't use as much strength as before, but you'll do more. This change in pace will give you unprecedented precision at each degree of your progression. You're strategizing inch by inch, and you'll implement and be exact. Carefully consider every move in this recalibration. So, with that being said, some of us, as I'm teaching all month about the trajectory point, you're going to be in a recalibration. And from this month, I'm not saying this April the 1st, I'm not saying this May the 31st, I'm not saying this June the 2nd. But from this month and from this education, from this experience of this teaching, you are going to be recalibrated for the forward march, for the movement, for the launch. You're going to be set in a motion. You're going to take a direction and a course. Month of March concerning trajectory. Taking this holy halt and allowing this recalibration is going to save you energy. You're not going to have to work as hard. Your aim is going to be sharp. You're going to get more done doing less. Because trajectory, one of the key elements of trajectory is aim. And so there has to be an adjustment in your sight. Have any of you ever shot one of them rifles? And I know you see me shooting, but what's magical about this gun in my hand is my aim, you see. Everybody's shooting, but everybody ain't hitting nothing, you see. And this holy halt is going to sharpen you, and your aim is going to be more than proper. Got it. Now let's define the trajectory point. We talked about trajectory generally, but as relates to this teaching, what is the trajectory point? What is the trajectory point? I forgot to give her that, so I had to make up this right quick. The trajectory point is the moment where correction overrides acceleration. What did the prophecy say? I'm slowing things down to fine-tune your aim. The trajectory point is the moment where correction overrides acceleration. It's not important to be in movement as much as it is to be strategic in your move and to have aim as relates to your target and your goal. The calibration matters more than momentum at this junction. Now wait, look at the last sentence in the prophecy. Carefully consider every move in this what? Recalibration. So the recalibration is going to adjust your aim. The calibration matters more than the momentum at this junction. At the trajectory point, aim is adjusted. Aim is adjusted. So arrival isn't only possible, but precise. Speed is no longer impressive here. Accuracy is. Wow. How fast I get there ain't the measure. The point that I arrive at is the measure. What are you aiming for? What you aiming for? What is your goal? This March the 1st, 2026 is your trajectory point. Right now, begin to look forward. Look at the visual. The man that's walking into this futuristic space is who you are becoming. The man holding this looking glass is who you are. And where you're holding the looking glass is your point of trajectory. at the trajectory point. Aim is adjusted. So arrival isn't only possible, but precise. Look at this. Look at these flags represented. Some of you, your business is going to expand to Canada. Your business is going to expand to Bosnia. Your business is going to expand to Australia. In China, your product is going to be mass produced. You're going to make money in your sleep. Okay, great vision. But right here at this point of trajectory, a recalibration needs to happen so that you are not using more strength to do less, but doing way more using less strength. At the trajectory point, pace yourself. Get precise. At every degree of progression, pay attention. This is the reason why I mentioned the last session for the tipping point. I took time to explain the cosmic clock. And I said each degree, empires they don't fall overnight, they fall by degree. Empires aren't built overnight, by degree. Each degree in your possession, each degree in your progression is a teaching session. So you're holding the glass, you're at the point of trajectory. That is not you. That you up there, you're becoming that you. That is on that path. You see the path you're on that's lit to destiny. Mm-hmm. See, the trajectory point is where misalignment is exposed. The trajectory point is where angles are corrected, vantages are adjusted, vision is refined and redefined. At the trajectory point, focus becomes discipline. Your energy at the trajectory point is redirected because there's going to be a better use and application of your energy. No waste. It's not about moving faster. It's about moving correctly. What is the way forward? I want to start the business. I want to get it done. I have a goal. Okay, great. Let me roll, get my books. Okay, so you're moving sort of quick. Okay, let's look at the progression towards this goal. Is this feasible right now? You're a new mom. You still can get there. You still can get there. There, that's inside of that looking glass. That's your vision. You still can get there. But I want to talk about where you are. Now, I'm going to come back to you, but let me look at our country for a little bit. Can I do that? Where we are. I told you there were planets that you need to pay attention to. Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus. You can throw Jupiter in there, but it's really these four. And these four planets have been telling the future for a while now, really since coming into 2024 when Pluto begin to go into Aquarius. And as time go along, Pluto gets further into Aquarius. The first 10 years is very explosive, really ripping and tearing down stuff. So that let you know right now from 2024 to about 2034, we're going to be in this, whatever this is, that is the this we can't stand. It's going to be in that. But everything that is happening is a key part and precursor to Renaissance. Because the next 10-year period, because Pluto's in Aquarius for 20 years, and whenever it goes into Aquarius for 20 years, the globe goes through wars, it goes through all these things. That's the first layer. But then when you look at Uranus in Taurus right now, and it's far in Taurus. You know, Taurus is the bull. The first time when you begin to go into Taurus, you really get into the matriarchal energy. You really get into the materialism about midway, because you know it's 30 degrees. But then it gets closer to that 27, 28, 29 degree, and that's where Uranus is. You know, there's 30 degrees in each sign. You know, I've been telling you about Uranus going into what sign? Let me look in the chat and see how the students really are. We've been looking at these 4 planets, and I keep talking to you about Uranus going into what sign? On April the 26th. Let me see who first. Let me see. I'm looking. And I found out my first on this end may not be y'all first. Gemini, Kim, got it. I see Jessica, she may have been first too. I see them, now I see Tay. Okay, so Gemini. When Uranus go, and that's making me think about something, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that too, because it has to do with, I had to look up this science so I know when I should leave Dubai. Remember when I was on the way here, and I said, I feel like the spirit was telling me to stay here for much longer, maybe 4 months. And I said, when I come here this time and I go back, I need to be getting myself together to where I'm here long term. I said, but I don't think I'll be here always, because I think I'm going to end up landing and spending most of my life between South Africa and Asia. That was my statement. I said, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. I can't say it's a clear word. Had I not set myself like that coming here, probably after about 3 or 4 weeks, I probably would have went to Ghana or back to Atlanta or somewhere. But I really have made a decision that I'm going to be here. Now, while I'm here, Uranus is getting more into Taurus, which means sudden changes that happen before the whole world publicly, like crisis. And so Taurus, that bull energy, and you go from the matriarchal to the material, you get into that bull, that the full, and that's what we're seeing now. And if you do, which I'm not an expert in, but I seen somebody online doing it, so then I went and got my stuff and started looking at it. I said, oh yeah, they're exactly right. There was a lady, she was online about a week or two ago. She talked about, she saw that line, that Uranus line in the mid-heaven and in Taurus, and where it fell, it went right through Iran and a little bit off to Dubai. And then the other line went the same way. I can't remember what line that was. But Dubai was like sitting in the middle of it. And if you pay attention to the proper news, you'll see like Dubai is here and all of this stuff is happening in the air with these missiles and things. And so I was looking at that to see, all right, when should I go home? Because right now, if I wanted to go home, and that's the thing I don't like. If there's anything I don't like, that's the thing I don't like. If I want to get up and go right now, and right now my father is now in the hospital, I was told. My sister had a seizure. You know, I ain't gonna be running home all the darn time, but I'm saying, if I did want to go there or just to go on another trip. I can't. Ooh, that tear my nervous system up. Well, not really, but you know what I'm saying. I don't like it. And so I said, okay, now I need to be able to be mobile, which is the reason why I love this global city because it's a global hub. And one of the reasons why I so protect, let's break it down to you, y'all, is capitalism, because the major nations can't have Dubai blown up, can't have Dubai on fire, because that's everybody money, everybody access, and channels just toe up. That's one of the reasons why Dubai is as it is. It's keeping it real. And of course, Islam plays a big part of that when it comes to the energy here in Dubai, because they're restrictions that don't feel like restrictions. They feel like gifts of kindness to you as a citizen or resident. But anyway, very, 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 very interesting climate now that the U.S. and Israel, have turned around, put on their pants, and showed they dirty crack. And now it got all this stuff popping off. One of the sheiks here made a post and said, and showed this thing of all these bombs and war, said, and the title said, when you are finally about to live your best life and then world leaders want to fight over resources. Because it feels very wrong that Israel and U.S. is doing what they're doing, and that what other countries have done. Because ain't nobody, well, I ain't gonna say ain't nobody, but there are many who do not have clean hands, and they've shed innocent blood for the purpose of making the country better, getting resources and richer. And I think we're the king of that in the U.S. of A. Horrible. And then to mask it like it's something else and make it religious and spiritual. And come on, y'all. You just want to take advantage of regime changes and someone who wasn't favorable to what you wanted. Now you believe that you could take over like you did in Venezuela, like the U.S. and others have been behind and involved in so much sabotage, even when it comes to the coming together of Africa. Pan-African leaders have been killed by the West for years. Gaddafi, Nkrumah, Patrice, and the list go on and on and on and on. Because they need a divided continent so that they can divide the spoil. And it's just been our way. We call them holy wars or religious wars, but the underbelly is money. As simple as that. Capitalism and resources. So the Gulf region, according to what I saw astrologically, all the way until about June, there's going to be this energy of unrest on and off, looking at the patterns in the sky, on and off. I don't do on and off for when I can get up on the plane. I just don't. So I'll be making a decision real quick what I'm going to do. And then it stabilizes, and then it switches because Uranus goes into Gemini. So then what happens then? But it's in the first degrees of Gemini. But we get to middle July, June of 2027, it's going to be a whole mess when it comes to communication. And right now, we're already in the energy of this communication thing. And we're seeing this in many different ways. We are being communicated to by AI telling us lies and making movies and pictures about people, places, and things that's not even true. And you can barely know if it's the truth or human or not. That's only going to get worse, which I explained that during the tipping point series or either the turning point series. Uranus is the planet of sudden change, rule breaking, new patterns emerging. And it's going into Gemini. Now, I want you to understand that the trajectory point that the nation and the globe is in, men and their rules determine how things go. But according to the stars, there's a potentiality there of more uproar on a global scale, meaning not all countries, but at certain times, 2 or 3 countries here got this going on, 2 or 3 countries here. We already in the energy of that since 24. We're going to see that. And then in those countries, unrest. Like I was listening to the news here in the UAE, which, the news over here is not like our news is almost like reality TV info structure scripted broadcast. Over here, they tell it what it is. No, the head came off, and there ain't no head. And things is gonna be bad. It's horrible, and we don't know what the hell we're gonna do. I mean, it's just, don't say it like that, but it's just more real and straightforward. And tell you the truth, and then show you the proof. The way it used to be before it became programming in America. And I didn't know they had elections in Iran, and the last time they thought it was stolen. This happened before us. I have never heard all of my life of elections not being real and stolen. And then that happened to them. I'm thinking, oh, hey, I'm like, I don't remember hearing that in America till later on, till around Trump time. I said, we are really becoming like the places that we sort of used to act like we were the big brother to and try to bring them democracy to make them better. We have become something that is very interesting. So to see these things take place and be here, being that I am a global prophetic voice, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And that's why I'm just terribly calm and not concerned, because I just know I'm where I'm supposed to be. That don't mean I be stupid and not pay attention to news and not pay attention to the stars and not pay attention to what folk are doing. I ain't said it. But I have some peace because I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be sitting in this chair right now from Dubai talking to you. This was already planned 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. All right. So it's going to be slow in the sense that we're going to be here dealing with this. But let's look at it as the trajectory point. Aim has been adjusted. Remember, the trajectory point is where misalignment is exposed. And we've seen a lot of that globally. All right, I'm seeing what you guys are saying. Monica say, and I don't like it. I understand. Mm-hmm. Yes, the curtains have been simply pulled back. So we see all, and y'all, this war ain't even real. I mean, it's all about the future of energy, the future of money, and the future of resources. I remember coming up, I used to thought the war because, this person was bad and we trying to make it better for the people there and get them. That's the way they programmed us. But y'all it's just, it's underbelly is all money and power and resources controlling the future. And for some countries and nations, the citizens don't matter that much when it comes to what the country's agenda is. So we'll bomb our own citizens, or we get in a war where we can end up being that our citizens are bombed by these our rivals. Then we can take that, politicize that, make it seem like they so bad because they're killing our civilians. Y'all the one that got in the war in the first place because y'all just want the crude oil, raw materials. It's all wicked. Wicked. Absolutely wicked. So that's where we are as a nation, possibly as a globe. But you remember this. Remember, I said we're in a global seismic shift that has, and then on a personal level, we are too. So we are at our own individualized trajectory point. And we should allow the corrections and not fight them and try to make America great again, going backwards. But we should embrace what we have learned from the past and how we can be better for the future, and not trying to go back and grab something like it was great. It wasn't. If it wasn't great for everybody, it just wasn't. So on a personal level, let's take our time. What did the Spirit say? Uh-oh. I'm slowing things down to fine tune your aim. So let's take our time and get aligned, recalibrate so our aim can be proper. Acceleration right now. See, this is why you gotta listen to the Spirit, because you can't, you go with what the Spirit say until the Spirit say something else. And now the Spirit saying something else. Because the Spirit saying right now, slow down. Align, get focused. Exact, recalibrate. Because acceleration at this juncture multiplies error because the alignment is off. So we got to slow down to get the alignment, because if we accelerate, we just create more messes. You don't need more speed. You need better aim. You don't need to hire more employees. You need better aim. You do not need more money. You need better aim. Are you understanding what I'm saying? 1 degree off now becomes miles off later. Slow down. Get aligned. Focus. Remember, I told you that these empires and people never stumble in a day. People never just end up in the bed with somebody they don't want to be in the bed with. It's a slow fade. It happens by degrees. So slow down. At the trajectory point, drift ends. The possibility of veering ends at the trajectory point. When you take time at that point and get your angles corrected, your vision refined and possibly redefined, your discipline, your focus discipline, redirect your energy. This calibration is protective in nature. This calibration, recalibration, it is protective in nature. Protective of what? Your future. Protective of what? Your prosperity. Protective about your posterity. Protective of what? Your legacy. Discern every degree. Remember, I told you, and I'm saying it again for the fourth time, history moves in degrees, and empires move in degrees, and nothing just jumps. Everything progresses bit by bit. That remind me of the prophecy. This change in pace will give you unprecedented precision at each degree of your progression. Put in the chat, I am progressing 1 degree at a time. Create measures every time there's movement. Take a moment and inspect and measure. So let's work at the trajectory point. It almost when you do all of that work at the trajectory point, it almost makes it to where chaos ain't even possible. Because you put so many things in place. Guardrails and measures and measurements. We are all in the degrees of change. And we don't need to just be trying to accelerate and rush through it. Pay attention, slow down, watch, look. So this month of March, heaven adjusts. That ain't the right say that. Heaven adjusts the angle. And remember, 1 degree will change everything. Let's look at some script. But before I say that, if you were in the School of Prophets and Mystics last week, I talked about some of the ancient spiritual systems, and I explained to you the cosmology and where all this comes from. All this comes from, particularly astrology, how it comes from the African people. The African people, and this is in your Ethiopian Coptic Bible. It is 1 Enoch 82 in your Coptic Bible. 1 Enoch 82. Where it speaks about the precise courses of heavenly bodies moving by appointed degrees and gates. So this is why they don't really fool up with the original Bible, and they made this King James, because then we will all pay attention to astrology. The sun, the moon, the stars move in appointed courses and in measured degrees. Creation itself don't just drift off with every flow. Creation itself moves in divine degreed order. Okay, that's that. I just want to share that. Now let's get into our scripture base, because we have a scripture to look at, you guys. Actually, we got 2. Actually, there's about 4 I'm going to mention, but just one main. Look at this. Isaiah 30 and 21. Your ears will hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it, whenever you turn to the right or to the left. At the trajectory point, you're going to begin to develop your sensing faculties. At the trajectory point, you're going to begin to deepen and develop your sensing faculties. Put in the chat, my sensing faculties are deepening. My sensing faculties are deepening. And I declare over your clairsenses, and I speak over your spiritual abilities and attributes and characteristics. And I say upgrade is happening. I speak that, I say that, I create that your sensing faculties deepen. at the trajectory point so that then you can begin to make adjustments. Let's look at another scripture, and I think I put this. This is done too. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. This is work at the trajectory point. Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. And I'm going to tell you some more I got in my notes. Look at that. Look right. That's aim. Ponder the path. Calibration. Establish. Strategize trajectory. Turn not. That's the correction that overrides impulse. And then the Isaiah scripture, walk there in it. It's really telling you not to veer off. Let's look at another scripture. Proverbs 16:9. King James says, a man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directed his paths. Trajectory point. Let's work at the trajectory point. The recalibration, the reconsideration, and then following the flow of spirit. As opposed to just doing whatever the hell you want to do or you think to do. Planning is human. Take time and do it. Planning doesn't make you less spiritual. The planning aspect is like the foundation for divine direction. The planning is human and necessary, and it's the foundation for divine direction and divine leading. You feel you're called to do something and you haven't created a plan. You haven't taken time to measure. You haven't taken time to data collect and created a plan in order for this to happen, to see your dream fulfilled and your vision to come to pass. What you feel like the planning aspect makes it not spiritual and not a leap of faith. You're not taking a risk because millionaires take risk. Is that what you feel? You might be in a mental crisis because planning is necessary. Planning is very human. A human plans and considers the path that they should take. And out of that is where light bulbs come on. Inspiration happens. A leading, a flow, an energy, a feeling, an unction. Your clairsenses start giving intel. Now you have direction. And direction is divine. See, that's trajectory point conversation. Kim Golden says, Dr. Kim says, I think I overplan. If that's the thing, I need to have a plan for the plan and an alternative plan for that. If it doesn't work out, I got that. Understand. Well, Larry, that's too much. I'm led by the Spirit. Trajectory work now. At the trajectory point is where that planning human that is well and the Spirit-led divine mystic meet. Maybe you've been led all this time by just what you feel in your visions and your dreams. That's not enough. At the trajectory point, you're going to marry mysticism, and your human mind. And you're going to come up with a plan, and these directives are going to point the way. All right. What is this? Oh, is it 8:20? I mean 9:25 there? Okay, so I only have a few more minutes. Let me do a couple of more scriptures, and then I'm not going to be able to give you the full. Well, I'm going to give you an overview of where we're going this month. Prime example, Habakkuk 2:2, King James Version says, write the vision and make it plain. If your vision, your plan can't be written, it cannot be governed. If it cannot be governed, you cannot aim. It cannot be aimed if it can't be governed. Okay. Y'all got it? Turning point, awareness. Tipping point, momentum. Trajectory point, aim. No more movement. Well, not more movement, but intentional and calculated aim. Not more movement, but intentional and calculated aim. So January is the turning point. That's awareness. Made some internal shifts. February, the tipping point, that pressure, that momentum built. And March is the trajectory point. This deals with governance and aim. Where's your energy aimed? What is your bearing? What are you building momentum towards? What's the landing zone? What's the landing zone of all of your current choices? Where do you see yourself at, where you want to be? Have you wrote it down? Have you measured it? Have you done some projections? This is work at the trajectory point. You heard about the turning point, cosmic clock at the tipping point. Now, in this moment, considering all of the education, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do now? Let's look at the land. I know you're going to go in flight, but where you're landing, where you want to be. Because 1 degree shift changes the landing zone by miles. You have got to make a projection. Do you have that stuff wrote down? Because those small angles and incremental adjustments, massive outcome. And you don't drift into destiny, you aim and walk into it. All that movement, just no aim, just noise. We ain't doing that no more. Too old for that. And when you have momentum and you don't take time at the trajectory point and allow that recalibration to adjust your angles and your aim, you're going to self-destruct. I'm in declaring and I decreeing over my plan, and it's like nothing ain't happening because there's no alignment. That's what the quantum field, the universe, God, the angels, and everything that is favorable, they look for alignment. at the right degree, at the right frequency, at the right vibration. And when that's there, they all in concert answer your request and give you more of that. See, the brain science of trajectory says if I focus on it, it becomes a reality. Now, you know that from our teaching on neuroplasticity by the RAS system, the reticular activated system. Your brain filters what you notice based on what you focus on. That's why when you go get that car or you go test drive one, then you go on the street, you see the car. The car was there the whole time. But what happened is that the brain at that moment was introduced to this new information, and it starts filtering what you notice now based on what you focused on. You got to focus at the trajectory point, because this is going to affect your aim, what you see. Your brain is going to affect your aim. Let me see what y'all saying. Okay, y'all repeating it. So y'all learning. Even when doing calculations for space, Katherine Johnson and the other ladies know if their calculation was even 1 degree off, the entire spacecraft could implode. Great example. You need to see your vision as a spacecraft or an aircraft in flight. And you need to have all of your adjustments as relates to your landing. Kendra, can you give me them pecans and some water? I just got real hungry. So with that being said, your focus and what you're focused on is literally planning your future and your movement. You have to protect your focus. All right, it's 9:33 your time. So let me just look a little bit forward into what we're going to be discussing, just so you know. We're going to be looking at the 5 realms that trajectory season governs. That's the financial trajectory, relational trajectory, geographical trajectory, brand and identity trajectory, spiritual trajectory. Also, let's happen. Money trajectory. I'm going to spend some time there. We're going to look at trajectory and orbital law. Because you know, with the planets, objects in motion, they follow a path. What kind of path? Well, I'm going to see who answered that. Objects in motion follow a certain path. But what kind of path? Well, it's absolutely delicious. Oh my God. Actually, that's white chocolate, but they baked it, so it's got the brown pecan. Oh my God. I'm looking. Okay, the trajectory path. Good guess. Objects in motion follow the path of least resistance. Without acting upon that object that is in motion, it's going to follow the path of least resistance. If you do not intentionally apply force to your direction, you're going to default to your old orbit. Spirit, prophetic prayer is you putting force upon the objects that are in motion. If you don't, the object is going to follow the path of least resistance, which basically is what it was in before that it knows. Oh, we're gonna work with this all month. All month. All month. Until we get it. We're getting a little bit right now together. But you know how it is. The more we talk about it, it gets clearer and clearer and clearer. Now, Edith said, welcome to physics class. There's spirituality. Those science and spirit is, they're married. I love that, Nick Ojo. Michael said, Lord Jesus, I don't know if it's because revelation because I'm chewing. So, I said we're going to talk about money trajectory. If you do not purposefully and intentionally add focus and force, what's your money going to do? It's going to follow the old orbit. It is. That's why the first thing we do when you come into the community, we put you on the financial wellness plan to change the orbit of your money, to build your immune system health and wellness plan, walking 5 miles a day, 10,000 steps a day, or as much as you can. To change the orbit, your health orbit. If you don't forcibly separate that 2.5 teruma, separate that 10%, at least. If you really on that thing, then you're doing an additional 10% to yourself and divided amongst 3 accounts for vacations, investment, and also giving to the poor. But it's to get you in a different relationship with your money, to change your orbit. How many of you going to tell the truth and say, Dr. Reid, I got on the financial wellness plan, and then I resorted to my old orbit? Just put your hand up. The hand emoji. That's very human of you, very human. Very human of you. Because your focus went somewhere else. Now, some of you got to find the hand emojis because you ain't never used them. It just might. Yeah. Very human of you. Very human. Very human. You're at the trajectory point now. See, that's the correction. That's the correction. Before it's only hit 2.5%. Maybe your money changed, your finances changed, life changed, or something. I don't know. And you just say, well, I do it. It ain't got to be so meticulous. Okay. You're changing levels now. So you got to go. The trajectory point is a checkpoint. Wow. Quit walking all together. Just give it up. That's very human of us. Very human of us. Very human of us. Notice my terminology. I'm telling my business. But ain't it been coming to your mind? I said, ain't it? That is so country. Ain't it been coming? That's still country. Hasn't it been? I combine ain't and hasn't and say ain't. Who does that? You know that's straight North Carolina. Dirty South. Haven't it been coming to your mind? You know you need to start back walking. You know about you eating a little bit too much sugar. Have you just not been paying attention to your body with your spiritual self? That's your soul and your spirit calling for the correction, wanting the correction. Oh, the spirit convicted me. You know, that's what we say in the church. We mess with our perspective and our identification in the church so bad, y'all. We lightweight crazy. That's your soul, your spirit calling for the correction. The trajectory point is a checkpoint. Those of you who say, I don't know what the term or the winners plan, become a patron, patreon.com/Larry Live. And when you get in that, download the app, turn your notifications on, and go to collections. You got months of learning. The Taroma, the financial wellness plan, the Build Your Immune System health and wellness plan, everything. These terminology, African Christianity, what is that? I'm black, I'm a Christian. That make me African Christian? No. What is that? That's all in there. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start today. If you put your hand up, even if you haven't got paid, you can just do a Taruma offering out of Taruma type 2.5. But what we're gonna do right now, we're going to start off the month on the first day. It's the first day of the month and first day of a new week. And I want you to look at this and you make a determination. Make a sacrifice. $73.33 right now is a sacrifice for many people, for about 80% of people. But considering what you have heard and what you're about to do, and if you really are about to do things different, I want at least 73 of you to do the partner seed right now. It's the trajectory point seed. Of course, if you're in the MBN Network Global or the Celestial Circle, you know at least that. But then those of you say, I'm going to sow this seed, and I need to hear what the Spirit is saying to me. I've really been playing with this thing, and I just need some direction. This is a new month, a new moment, new month, new moment, and I need a prophet in my ear. And $233.33 is the sacrifice I can make. I really was planning on to do about 100, so I'm pushing myself to $233.33. And Shamako's going to call you. Now, $233.33 ain't no sacrifice for you, but $433.33. Well, that's an old car payment. Like maybe a car that's like $19, or if you got real good credit, got a good lease, that's still less than a lease would be on a nice car, unless it's a cheaper car, more affordable car. You say, I'm gonna do. That's a sacrifice. Every time you give, somebody a sacrifice. I'm gonna do $433.33. Shamako's gonna call you too. And probably these trajectory point seed words are going to be interesting this week because it's a checkpoint. Dorothy Curtis said, I just told my sister I need to start back walking. This is the first time in my life as an adult I've not been on some sort of wellness plan. Oh, yes. Make sure you find which one of these levels is a sacrifice and then put that into play. Supersede. You say, okay, Dr. Reid, I think I can take you. You can send me the audio at the trajectory point. I'm going to make a sacrifice, $633.33 today to the MBN Network. Global is tax deductible, you guys. You may need to do it out of your business or out of your personal and business. And the way that you can do that, look right here. Only 2 ways. Now, the link for your trajectory point seed is on the right. But you can do the Zelle or mail it in, or it's going to be in the chat. For your Taruma is over on the left, the Zelle email, and the link going to be in the chat. And these are the ways. Now, this is a seed. So, what are you saying with this seed? Not only the 7333 is a seed, and that's going to come back to me in the form of money, but my intention around what I'm giving it for, sowing it for, I'm sowing that intentionality. It goes through time, and then your harvest is the power, the graces, the anointings to do work at the trajectory point. Because you're going to need it. Because some of you going to have to do some serious mirror work, some introspection and telling yourself the truth because you fell off the wagon, as they say. You just went back to the same kind of eating. Your old orbit. But this seed is the beginning of the force that you're putting upon things. And then your prophetic prayer on a daily basis, and you getting up and doing the thing. My head is itching. I need a haircut. Oh, Lord, I do. Lord, my gray hair showing on this thing. Ain't nobody tell me. Let me see here. Where am I at? Thank you, Tata. Let me set this up so you can see it, and please put it in the chat, please. And let me know in the chat what you have given. I'm asking 73 partners. I'm asking for 7 super Cs, 7 high performers, 7 stakeholders. You thought it was sweat, love? No, it's gray hair. It's a shadow. All right, thank you, Beverly, for the first one of the 73 that I asked for. And El Saltine, thank you. El Satine 1. I think I'm saying that right. Naida. Is that the first super seeder? Oh, she's the second one. I see another one. It's the Quincy Watkins. You will be hearing from me on. Thank you, Lee Speaks Lauren, the second partner. Let me look here. Partner C, Kendall, Erica Count, Super Seed. I get to speak with you this week. Great. Woo. I ain't halfway had no sleep, y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed it. High Performer Tay, thank you. I'm Heathcote Lisa. I think that's your name. One of the 73, thank you so very much. You gonna slow down, CJ? Strategize and perfect my aim. I love that. I love that. I love that. Stakeholder seed song. Jenna, I think that's super seed. That's super seed. No, stakeholder. That's stakeholder. Is that what the stakeholder is? I must have put the wrong thing up. Oh well. What did I do that wrong? I mean, if it is, we just gotta stick with it. No, high performer, baby. You got that wrong. You can just call it. Okay. Thank you, high performer. Shamako's gonna be calling you. Larry, what are you doing in Dubai? Be safe. I'm okay. I am fine. Dubai is very, 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 very safe. I mean, we can hear what's going on in other places. I ain't heard no booming. It's been about 7 hours. They was wearing it out yesterday through the night until this morning. Partner C, thank you, Latina. Thank you, Kim. Partner C. I think I just sent you a prophecy too. Rhonda, high performer, God bless you. Thank you. Lisa Part, stakeholder, Shamaka gonna be calling you. Sheba, stakeholder, Shamaka gonna be calling you. And he on something else over here. Oh, you said that boom just went off? I ain't hear it. I fell off. Now it's time to get back on. That's okay. Very human of you. Now you know do different. Done there, high performer C. Bless you. Thank you, Lala. Good morning to you. Mm-hmm. You see the boom this one? I know. I think I just heard something. Okay, then I'll start it back up. You haven't received it yet? You ain't? I think if you weren't on my list last week, then I'm lying. I got it mixed up with the week before. Thank you, Shamako. Via my thoughts. God bless you. Now that I know different, gonna move different. Okay. Trajectory point work. Thank you, Batson's high performer. Hey, Fola. Wagwan. Thank you. Listen, if you can't do the 7333, get as close as you can, and don't be ashamed to tell me in the chat. Dubai airport just got hit with missiles. Says who? Nowhere in Dubai has been a target. It probably got hit with debris. You on my list from last week? Oh, I hear a lot. Is that me or am I hearing a lot with just fireworks? That's a lot of them. Miss Pat Super C, God bless you. Chris Patton, high performer, bless you. That's what I thought. It wasn't a drone strike. It was a drone shot down and the debris fell and started a fire. Letitia, thank you. Thank you. G. Litchi, you're going to hear from Shamako. Yes, Kim is. I done did it. I thought I check your WhatsApp. Let me look. Wait a minute. I remember your prophecy. How come I don't see it in this? Yeah, it's right here. Check your WhatsApp, Kim. Thank you, Headcott. Are y'all hearing what I'm hearing, Kendall? I heard a lot of them. Hey, Dr. Stephanie, thank you. Oh, so I am hearing it right. I thought I was hearing a lot. Thank you, we win, Michelle. You think your question was missed last month? Also, to be partial high performance seed, but did not receive a partial. What should I do? Email, send a screenshot of the proof of an email to donations at mbnnetworkglobal.org. Christy B. I think that's Christy Golden. Hey, Crystal. Thank you. Yeah, the airport got hit by debris. It wasn't no missile. See, I don't know what other outlets are saying. There been a lot of deep fake AI stuff. I mean, got lots of views and it ain't even true. Dorothy Curtis. Thank you. Ivory Richardson. Hey there. I just sent you a prophecy too. Yeah, and WhatsApp. Check your WhatsApp. How come you don't? I know I sent it. Okay, anybody else that was on the list and you didn't see it, come make sure I ain't miss something. Maybe I didn't send it off. Yeah, them cars with loud motor. Yeah, they said, oh, you hearing loud cars and jets. Okay, I'm in this padded room. I don't know. They said the international airport. Yeah, that's what they said. It was hit by debris. There's nowhere in Dubai that is a target. That's the stakeholder seed, Julie. Shamako gonna be calling you. Yes, Wednesday nights have been completed, and you should have check your WhatsApp. I remember doing it. Yeah, I see your prophecy is done. Yep. Yeah, should be in your WhatsApp. I send it again just in case. Anytime you do a supersede on a Sunday or Wednesday, you're gonna get it before the end of that week. Yeah, that was the drone got hit at the sky and it fell to the things that happened at Palm Jumeirah and near the Burj Khalifa. And then Terminal B or 3. It's mixing up in my head. At DXB, same thing, debris fell on it. Thank you, Dr. Kyra Bullock. Okay, you got it? Great. Did you just receive it or did I not send it? Now, I hope I did not send it because if that's the case, I may have missed somebody else too. Hey, Tiffany, thank you so much. See someone attention posting. Thank you. We'll be fine. I ain't gonna have y'all worried to death. As soon as we can get out of here, I probably will. But if I do that, it may mess up my Ghana trip. And y'all will still be there, but I might not be Michael Kendall. Or maybe Michael will send him back. Because that's got to be wise. What makes better sense? Because we go there early. We don't have any property there except for the office. So all them weeks, stand there until y'all get there. That don't make financial sense. Let's go home. Okay, that means I missed it altogether. Corliss, thank you. That's what it was, Larry. I used to be stationed in Iraq and vacationing about. Yes, Dubai's not a target. It has never been a target. Because it cripples everybody. Thank you, Edcott. Just stay in. My daughters were going off, boy. Yeah, it was hit with debris. Mm-hmm. Yes, CJ. Right now, nobody can leave Dubai. Cannot. That's the only thing I don't like. Knowing how things are set up here, never been no history of all of that, and they protected it. I'm like, okay, I don't. And the bombs, you could be like, what's that? Just like thunder. But yeah, it's like thunder. Like you live in the country where I live, it ain't even that. The thunder in the country ain't even that. Like that'd be right near you, but it's a far off. And sometimes if it's a little closer, maybe like 100 miles, that boom, you feel it, and it may shake your building if it's tall enough. But I mean, that is you turn music on TV and you don't know what's happening. But not being able to fly out, I don't like that. That I don't like. I live in Atlanta because I like to be able to hop on a plane and go. Well, and being here, same way, anywhere around the world quickly. I don't like that part. I don't like. Well, you sit still because we need to see y'all in Ghana. No, you got so many activities and stuff. I'm just saying, we'll see. If because the stars say that there's going to be an off and on conflict. Now, of course, I'm just looking at the pattern until about May, on or around May the 8th, I think it was, or 9th. Rhonda and Rosetta are hilarious. And Mark said we all just write it. Okay, all y'all saying the same way. But if I have to leave, I think they open the airports at 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to assess the situation and listen to spirit. But think about how y'all will feel if y'all look on the TV and they say, on all of the countries around the back, when they show all the fire and everything, and I can't fly out. What y'all gonna feel like? Let's have that conversation. I'm surprised y'all saying that. Thank you, Lisa DeWitt. How you been doing? We don't want to think about it. We're getting the car coming to you. You want the can? It's pecan, babe. Stay in your safe place. It's happening safe now. Okay, now some of you saying leave as soon as it's safe. They said it should be this weekend. On the protection in the bathroom. Ooh, that really that they hit missiles there. Yeah. I think when people think war, they think they don't know that there's laws that govern wars. I mean, although there are war criminals like our president and like the president of Russia. Well, you can't just bomb civilians, and Israel was a war criminal. You can't just bomb. You can't do that. The fight have to be with bases and stuff. And then when they're takeover now, that's still different. Because I remember some of my family members that was in Baghdad, they were shooting children because the children had bombs. Your dad said, "Get out as soon as you can." Y'all should still go to Ghana for the experience, even if Dr. Reid can't or won't go. Exactly. I'm not what make, and with what we got planned is so amazing. And it's not me. It was the advisory board who had planned this to a T. And it is an experience that's going to change your life. I'm glad you said that, CJ. Yeah, but I decided to leave here, although I really don't want to. I hope they just calm down, everything be all right. I want to go to Ghana like my plan was, come back here and stay until about May, June. That's what my plan was. Hey, Keith, how you been doing? I can't wait to see you. Spoken like a LRLer. I hear you, Lashonda. That's what Lisa and the girls are feeling. Our station in Bahrain had no problems being on lockdown. It was all for my good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, Charlene, she said, do what you have to do. Now, Charlene, no, I want to see her, and I would like to think my emotions and my feelings now are very educated, so I don't feel about people a way they don't feel about me. I definitely want to see Charlene. I mean, I know I see it at Reformation, but if she's saying, do what you have to do, now that's very selfless. Now, Lisa, that is very true, and it's not on American TV, and it's over 100 of them. And some of them were civilians and children. That's on the stuff here. You can look at it too. I'm sending y'all the link that give you the real information. They're live on YouTube. Tana, can you put it in the chat and put it in a celestial circle? I sent it to y'all. Stakeholders, Shamako gonna be calling you. Hmm. Well, the embassy will be. Where's the embassy at? As relates to me. Kind of where the embassy at? Mhm.
It's about a 30-minute drive from here.
Is it down there by the airport?
I'm not sure Lottlear has the exact stuff for it, but I just know it's about 30 minutes away.
Well, see, stuff like that, you got to keep to see what's going on, because I know who the Akeem. Oh, she is? Oh, wow. No, that's right. It is stressful, but it's only because of oil and power. Man, these folks don't care. Don't care about people. Hey, Martha. I ain't seen on the TV, the thing I watch here, you see them mourning. They're doing like 40 days of mourning for their leader. All right, Martha, see you later. Hey, Bishop Saunders. You said sit in place and don't. Oh, it's in Old Dubai? Oh, no, don't do that. I want to go there. Oh, it's in the Old Dubai? Okay. They just streamer. All right, got moving with them. They got snapshots and stuff. Okay. Well, if they talking about bombing the embassy, U.S. embassy, we ain't going there. Yeah, it's a lot of fake news. They showing, they mourning here. Say that. Say that. Correct. Okay, let me see what y'all saying over here. So check my DM, so you must be to my Facebook DM. What's going on here? Thank you. Continue to send words of prayer. You said check my DM. But you were talking about on Facebook on? Oh, right. You can't message me. Do Did you do Excuse me, IG? Hey, Gingerbread, how you doing? Okay, I got you. There are a lot of expats and there are a lot of tourists. You can email LarryReedLive@gmail.com. Bishop Loretta. Hmm. You should check my text message. Oh God, I got so many. Ooh. All right. Kim, you think you know me, don't you? No, but it's honestly, it's. I have to be wise. We are transitioning. We got stuff we have to do. Stuff that got to be funded and reformation, and I mean, I see some of the things going on we got to do. So it don't make sense for me to go to if I leave it like Friday, Thursday. I can whenever the airport open, and I get to Ghana. Well, I probably will stay a little bit because they check on the office and stuff because we got new offices and stuff there. Maybe ride out to the farmland, um, and do that stuff. But that can take 3 days, 3 or 4 days, and then go home. Other than staying there 3 weeks, you do 3 weeks times 3 or 4 people. Hotel rooms or either Airbnb. Either way, you're doing 1,000. Oh wow! So I get to speak with you this week. Great, good. I'll be sending you a message. I ain't gonna tell them what you said, Cam. You too, DeQuincy. You said you guys put on African clothing, get food, sweets, veggies, water, and go home and shut in. The places ain't closed here in Dubai. Like you see, the malls are open and everything. They open back up today a little later. No, I'm gonna tell you right now. In America, they tell you they do programming. They give you the information they want you to have. Same thing on social media. Now it's basically one family. I just seen that today. It's owning everything. I'm hearing cars. That's what I'm hearing. Get back to the states as soon as you can, Larry. I maybe rent a property in Ghana. I believe the heat will turn up more in USA. But see, the star said it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna be off and on until like maybe the 8th or 9th, somewhere in between there. Now, see, and that means it's gonna overlap to when Uranus go into Gemini on the 26th of April. Y'all remember the teacher? I got so many numbers in my head. I think it's the 26th of April. So that's when the communication war sort of starts. But you know, it gets worse as you go farther into, because you got to do 30 degrees, so it gets farther into Gemini. But Uranus is coming to the end or the peak rather of Taurus. So yeah, it's the tensions are right. And then when you look at the astrocartography on it, Uranus, Taurus, mid-heaven, straight over Iran, and then the tail of it is in by Dubai. So it's going to affect us. Whatever's going on is going to affect Dubai. That don't mean bombs are not going to drop here, but it absolutely means that we're going to be affected by it. Mhm. I know a pastor here, and he said, I've been here 5 years. This ain't never happened. Hmm. Right, exactly, Bishop Loretta. And they finding you 100,000 dirhams in imprisonment if you spread something that ain't true. That's why, because when I heard there were people that, oh, we've been hit at the, when you say you've been hit, you think it's an attack. But what has hit the ground here has been 100% the result of them blocking stuff in the air. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a resident. I'm not just a tourist. Everybody else is a tourist, but well, actually, they opening businesses here. So they're going to be residents soon. But no, they don't play with no false information here. They ain't none of that. Even as an influencer, there's certain things. Like I just had to change my license on one of my businesses here to add the content creators because they brands here that want to work with me and advertise and share. And you can't do it free or for pay if you ain't got no license to do it here. But the good thing is they really love influencers and content creators here. They really do. And being that I'm a truth to power type of man and do reform with the Abrahamic religions. But before I got here, it's like Spirit was teaching me how to articulate that in a way to where it's not disrespectful, because they don't mind discussing the other religion, even practicing of other religions. There's just certain guidelines. Oh, show me that, Jay Tyler. You can DM on IG. I just have to approve it first. Oh, did I tell y'all in the teaching that I named the months? I got that in my teaching. Wait a minute. Let me see. Because I was I looked all the way to July. Oh, here then. Okay, so you got turning point, tipping point. So March is the trajectory. April, execution. May, the bridge. June, July, I always call it the time of the J since a long time ago, Spirit of Prophecy called it that in the prophecy. That's the jump. Now I'm going to get into that overlook by the end of this month. So I'm sure. And what when I copied my notes and put in AI said it looked like that I was building a energetic, instructional, and action plan for those that I serve. So I kind of like that. So like you're giving everybody step by step on how to handle their energy. Thank you, Mother Irene. Emirates, Qatar, Fly Dubai, British Airways, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nikki Ojo. Yeah, man. Well, see, they say they don't open up till tomorrow at 3 p.m. They start operating some of the flights, but so many people got stuck at the airport. And UAE being Dubai being as it is, a lot of their the hotels, some of the hotels did it too. And so they start flying them back out at 3 p.m. So I know it's gonna be hectic, probably Monday and Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, things start changing. And I'm gonna look at, okay, can I get to Ghana? I don't think Ghana internet is horrible. The infrastructure is not good. It's not as stable. But I do need to stop there. And if something come through that's that's proper, I said, okay, well then I'll stay here until they're ready to get here. It's just in the back. It's so convenient. I mean, you order something, you get here 15, 20 minutes, and then the price of everything. Eating, same thing in Ghana though. Eating here, oh my God. Okay, like, because you're not on cook. So if I'm at the house and I'm ordering my lunch or dinner, and I get whatever. After all of the feeds, whatever I order is going to be somewhere between $40 and $60. And I do that, if I do that 2 or 3 times a day, see how much that is. Here, I order whatever I want to order, because I like to order 2, 3 things and then taste out the little pieces of it. In dollars, $12. So what I will use in a month to feed myself in America, thousands. I could feed, if it's the same amount of thousands, I ain't been here long enough to see, but I know if I'm here for like 4, 5 weeks, and I can do it 3 times a day and my out to eat meals, I'm still well over $2,000. Well under. That's thousands a month. I'm like, bruh, whoa. You said, yes, hotels. You tell. Me and Lloyd had that conversation the other day. Larry, you're looking tired now. I was tired when I came home. Got a whole meal KFC for $7. That's what I'm talking about. This is way better. It's just, you're like, oh my God. Yeah, Kareem is yeah. Kareem, and then Noon is right behind him. Noon, I wanted some popsicles. It was here in 7 minutes. Where's who now, baby? You gonna say KFC. I feel something. All right, see you guys later. Take care. Woolly for love this away. I say, I see you later. It's March 3rd, blood moon, total eclipse. Ooh. Let's see, that may elongate things. I just need for them to go to the calm. Give me a little space to get out. I don't like being locked up. Mm-mm. Sounds like doing more while exerting less energy, something to consider as relates to leaving numbers. Explain that, baby. Oh, grandpa is so good, don't make no sense. And I hate I deleted the first part out. Where is this at? So March is trajectory, April execution, May bridge. I mean April action. I might say execution. May bridge, June and July, this time of the J's is the jump. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I got what you're saying, with Tina. I think I got it. The convenience that you talk about, it's very convenient. Even all the this is, I can't explain that. It does slow me down, Latino. It does. Me and Dubai is a perfect match made in heaven for where I'm at right now in my life. Perfect. Honestly, outside of this lockdown thing, because the bomb thing, I mean, but the I wouldn't even ever come back just to visit. Mm-hmm. All right. See you guys later. We'll leave it up to you this way. I say, take care of yourself. Stay informed. Probably need to watch this again if you got time. Maybe you're working out on your bike or walking. Walking. Anybody walking? You should be able to get 10,000 steps in 2 hours, I think. Yeah, I want to go there. How does Dubai treat women like they're gold? It's the culture around here to treat women proper. Are women being trafficked here, like in U.S.? Yes. Are some women being abused here, like they are in U.S.? Yes. But the culture isn't that way. The culture in America ain't pro women. The culture here is. So that's the difference. But you can find something wrong everywhere. For instance, the culture here is don't steal. There are people who leave Louis Vuitton bags, cash. One guy left his wallet full of cash in a 24-hour supermarket in the corner in the buggy. He came out the next day and it was sitting there. It just ain't that thing here. The culture is clean. You see them sweeping the corners of the street, or at night got something and cleaning it up. There it's the culture, and that's tied to because it's Islamic, and that cleanliness and the treatment of women and the children. The children are so happy and just so free, and then their family dynamic is very strong, and brotherly love and kindness, always trying to buy something for you, give you something, feed you even, random people. It's a lot to get adjusted to. And then the safety aspect, I didn't even know I needed it. It is an amazing place. An amazing place. An amazing place. I know a lot of us want you to come back to the States, but should you? Ultimately, I know oh yeah, you're right. It's absolutely amazing. I don't even know. It's amazing. You're all right, baby. Yeah. I'm getting my 5 miles in as I speak. I love that. Walking as I can. Nadia, so glad you're better. And we know what's up. All right, Nikki Ojo, sure will. Yeah, totally opposite. It is 50. So I didn't know I needed every bathroom I ever went in. I'm like, everybody, even if you just quick to run to somewhere in the corner, every bathroom clean. Yo, I do get in the public bathroom. I mean, I'm sorry to say that. We're on a big platform, but that's what I call it. I don't say the S word for that. I don't do that. I looked at that. I said, I don't even have to line this. I can set my bad bread basket right on this toilet. It's so clean. And then there's somebody in there cleaning what's clean. I'm like, what are you doing? They're just paying you to wipe down stuff that's already squeaky clean. They're just paying you for that. How many dirhams? Because there ain't none of this dirt in here. Nothing. Well, so that's an amazing place. But I did line it still. But I'm just saying I ain't had to. I left my Chanel bag when I was there. Came in the hotel. Personnel told me it would not be taken in the bag. It's the truth. Mm-hmm. Stay where you're safe and able to speak your mind. All right, the commercials had to tell us to wash hands. Okay. Yeah, it's extremely clean. And we didn't even do half of the stuff we could have done while we was here together. I can't wait for y'all to come back. Kind of learned a lot of stuff. And if you come at certain times of the year, there's even more to do and to see. All right. See y'all. What's the clear people ratio there? We don't call them clear people. Expats go to visit. Europeans and all of them white people everywhere. Russia, they come visit all the time. But this is a brown country. I got so used to leaving things around Dubai that I came home. I had it right. And see, I got so used to picking up after myself. And me and Marco. So we had to get used to, that's not in the case no more. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me get out the comments. See y'all later. I'm gonna be a cold exit. Love you. Yeah. That's a whole nother thing. Did I read off for y'all? How, everything we got to go and pay all this. I told y'all the Celestial Circle. It would have cost me $11,000 for what the doctor came to my house and done for two. This is a good thing. All right, see y'all. Love you. Bye.